Warning, this story will change how you see Coca-Cola forever. What if I told you that the world's most famous soft drink was created by a morphine-addicted Confederate soldier who was desperately trying to cure his own drug addiction? And what if I told you that Coca-Cola wasn't supposed to be a soft drink at all? It was supposed to be an alcoholic wine cocktail that contained actual cocaine. The man who created this $200 billion empire died broke, never knowing he had invented the most recognizable brand on earth. This is the tragic, shocking story of how one man's biggest mistake became humanity's favorite drink. Our story begins in 1865. During the final days of the American Civil War, Confederate Colonel John Pemberton was fighting in the Battle of Columbus, Georgia, when a Union saber slashed across his chest, leaving him with a wound that would change history forever. The injury never properly healed. Pemberton suffered chronic pain from his saber wound, and his efforts to control this pain led to morphine addiction. But here's what they don't teach you in school. This addiction wasn't unusual. Thousands of Civil War veterans became addicted to morphine, which was freely given to wounded soldiers. By 1885, Pemberton was desperate. He owned a pharmacy in Atlanta, Georgia, and like many pharmacists of the era, he was constantly experimenting with patent medicines, miracle cures that promised to fix everything from headaches to heartbreak. In that culture, people overwhelmed by industrialization and urbanization, as well as the holdover of the Civil War struggle to gain purchase, turning to patent medicines for cures that doctors couldn't provide. Pemberton saw an opportunity. He had heard about a French chemist named Angelo Moriani, who created something called Vin Moriani, a wine mixed with coca leaves that was wildly popular in Europe. Vin Moriani contained cocaine from coca leaves mixed with wine, and it was praised by everyone from Pope Leo XIII to Thomas Edison. Pemberton thought, if I can create an American version of this miracle drink, I can cure my own addiction and make a fortune. So, in his backyard laboratory, Pemberton began brewing what he called Pemberton's French wine coca. The original recipe contained cocaethylene, a unique drug made by mixing cocaine and alcohol, combined with cola nuts and a plant called Damiana. This wasn't Coca-Cola yet. This was a wine and cocaine cocktail that Pemberton marketed as a cure for morphine addiction, headaches, and mental exhaustion. The irony? A morphine addict was selling a cocaine and alcohol mixture as a health tonic. But then disaster struck. In 1885, Atlanta passed prohibition laws banning the sale of alcohol. Pemberton's wine coca was now illegal. Here's where the mistake happens. Faced with the loss of his business, Pemberton made a desperate decision. He would remove the alcohol, but keep everything else: the cocaine, the caffeine, and the secret flavoring. But without wine, how would people drink it? When Atlanta and Fulton County, Georgia passed prohibition legislation, Pemberton responded by developing a carbonated, non-alcoholic version of his French wine coca. He added carbonated water, thinking it would make the medicine more palatable. On May 8, 1886, Pemberton mixed his first batch of what he decided to call Coca-Cola. The name came from two of its ingredients, coca leaves, which contained cocaine, and cola nuts. which contained caffeine. But here's a fact that will blow your mind. The original Coca-Cola recipe contained actual cocaine from coca leaves. Not a lot, about 9 milligrams per glass, but it was real cocaine. Early marketing materials claimed that Coca-Cola alleviated headaches and acted as a brain and nerve tonic. Pemberton sold exactly 25 gallons of Coca-Cola syrup in its first year. At 5 cents per glass, he made about $50, but it cost him $70 to make and advertise it. He was losing money on every single glass. Here's the tragic irony. Pemberton created Coca-Cola to cure his morphine addiction, but it didn't work. He remained addicted until his death. The man who invented the world's most successful product was a failure at the one thing he desperately wanted to achieve. In 1887, overwhelmed by debt and illness, Pemberton began selling his Coca-Cola formula to anyone who would buy it. He sold portions of his company to at least 4 different people, often selling more than 100 of the business because he was so desperate for money. One of those buyers was a businessman named Orsa Griggs Candler, who paid just $2. $300 for complete control of the Coca-Cola formula and brand. In today's money, that's about $75,000 for what would become a $200 billion company. John Stith Pemberton died on August 16, 1888, broke and still addicted to morphine. He never lived to see his mistake become the most recognizable brand on Earth. But the story doesn't end there. In 1903, cocaine was removed from the formula, leaving caffeine as the sole stimulant ingredient, and all medicinal claims were dropped. The drink that started as a medicine for drug addiction had become simply a refreshing beverage. By 1919, Candler sold the Coca-Cola Company for $25 million. By 2023, the company was worth over $200 billion, all because a morphine-addicted pharmacist made the mistake of removing alcohol from his cocaine wine recipe. But here's what's truly fascinating about Pemberton's story. We're seeing the exact same pattern today, and most people don't even realize it. Think about it. Pemberton accidentally created the world's first energy drink. He combined caffeine, cocaine, sugar, and carbonation to create something that gave people a quick energy boost. Sound familiar? Today's energy drink industry, Red Bull, Monster, 5-Hour Energy, follows Pemberton's exact formula: caffeine plus sugar plus aggressive marketing, claiming health benefits. The only difference? We use legal stimulants now. Even more incredible, Pemberton's original marketing claimed Coca-Cola would make you smarter, cure headaches, and boost mental performance. Today, energy drink companies make almost identical claims about focus, mental clarity, and cognitive enhancement. And just like Pemberton's original customers didn't know they were drinking cocaine, millions of people today consume energy drinks without realizing they're ingesting doses of caffeine, equivalent to multiple cups of coffee. The pattern repeats. A desperate inventor creates something to solve a personal problem, accidentally discovers a formula that gives people energy and makes them feel better, then markets it as a health product that becomes a global addiction. Pemberton's mistake teaches us something profound about innovation. Sometimes the greatest discoveries happen when our original plan fails and we're forced to improvise. Coca-Cola exists because Prohibition ruined Pemberton's wine business, forcing him to create something entirely new. So there you have it, the shocking truth about Coca-Cola. It started as a cocaine and wine cocktail created by a morphine-addicted Confederate soldier, became a medicine by accident when alcohol was banned, and turned into the world's most valuable brand after its desperate inventor sold it for pocket change. Every time you open a Coke, you're drinking the result of one man's failed attempt to cure his own drug addiction. Would create a product that billions of people consume every single day. Would create a product that billions of people consume every single day. Here's my question for you. Knowing that Coca-Cola was originally a medicine designed to cure drug addiction, do you think it's ironic that people today can't stop drinking it? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if this story opened your eyes to the hidden history behind everyday products, hit that subscribe button. Because next week we're revealing how the invention of the zipper caused a massive scandal that shocked Victorian society. Until next time, remember that behind every ordinary thing is an extraordinary story waiting to be discovered.